a Rubik's Cube mansion is pretty darn random, and I will totally agree with you guys, but it's a special treat for you guys today. What's going on? For those of you brand new, this is YoMikeStar238. I usually do building tutorials and whatnot, and today that's exactly what we're doing. But as you can see by this masterpiece behind me, we have made a Rubik's Cube into an actual mansion. If you guys do like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, especially when I go all out. I did the interior as well, which it's been a while since I've done interior decorations to the build as well. If you guys do want to download this so that you don't have to go through the hassle of building this, I will have a world linked to in the description, so make sure to check that out so that you can download this world. But let's check out the interior and whatnot. It's a very jam-packed, colorful, very bright and fun build, and I'll show the building materials now. I hope you guys enjoy the video. So the first thing we're going to do is, as always, establish a grid, because that is the first thing that we should always do when doing a build tutorial. So we're going to have a 17 by 17 square. Since it's a square, both sides are 17 this time. And let's get our materials. It's going to be black concrete, yellow concrete, green concrete, white concrete, blue concrete, red concrete, and orange concrete. All the colors of a Rubik's Cube. So now that we got that, we'll go ahead and we'll already place the first corner, the first block of this build. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 on a grid. We're going to go 1 forwards and place a block right there. And we'll actually have this go all the way across the other side. So I think the total length is 15 blocks overall. Basically, we just want it to fit in this grid. Then every 3 blocks we'll actually have a pillar going up. So place 1 right there. We're going to yellow concrete out. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Place 1 right there. 1, 2, 3 of the yellow. 1 right there. 1, 2, 3 right there. And from there, you guys could probably honestly figure it out on your own. It's a pretty simple build. We'll basically have 3 by 3 squares of yellow concrete separated by these black stripes, because that's what a Rubik's Cube looks like. And obviously that's what we're going based off of. Even though I'm not sure why I'm doing this build tutorial exactly, I just thought it looked really cool, and it did look cool. It turned out cool. So basically though, what we're going to do is we're going to want to go ahead and stack this up on all 4 sides. I'm only going to do the yellow side, and then I'll skip through the other sides. At least I'll make them go really quick so that you guys don't have to sit through watching me build this up, because it is kind of dull to watch, not going to lie. So now we're almost there. We just got to get this top layer right here. It is a pretty tall build, so make sure if you're possibly doing this in the nether, make sure you have some room for the ceiling, because you will need room. Okay, now that we got that, we can top it all off with the black concrete right here, going all the way across like so. And as you can see, that's the first side of our house, our mansion, our Rubik's mansion. So now what we're going to do from there is I'll show you what colors you need to do. You're going to repeat the same pattern on the top, bottom, side, whatever. But I'll show you the pattern you need to do in order to get a real accurate Rubik's Cube. So over here, we'll do the black stripe really quickly, and we're not going to do a full layer, but I will put these concrete blocks in place. We're going to use green on this side. So just repeat the exact yellow wall right there, and I'll fast forward so you guys can see it, but repeat it with the green color. Then right here on the back, we're going to go ahead and have this go all the way across. Every 3 blocks, we'll place a white, or we'll do the white filling instead of the green filling or the yellow filling. So right there, we got the white going across. Nice. And then we'll go ahead and connect this right here, although I connected it very poorly. And then every 3 blocks. And we'll have the blue right here. This is how an actual Rubik's Cube looks like. So make sure to duplicate these sides all the way up, all the way across. Again, I'll fast forward for it in just 1 second. And then on the floor too, actually, we'll actually have this right here. So we'll have a floor that looks kind of like this, except you can see, oh, that's, no, yeah, what we do is we will replace those blocks right there. There we go. And then we'll have the orange on the bottom, because the orange is the bottom block. So make sure to do this pattern in the floor with all the orange blocks right here. And then if you guys guessed it, the red is on the top. So right here, we'll do the exact same thing. We'll make the 3 by 3 squares, just making a full on cube, except this time we'll fill it in with the red blocks instead of the other colors. So go ahead and build this all up, and I'm going to time lapse it real quick of me doing it very quickly so that you guys can see it being built. And with the Rubik's Cube done, and you can see I did add a little bit of preparation with some random holes. I'll explain what those are in just a second with the stairs and stuff. But we do have this all filled up, and by the time lapse, it was very, very simple build so far. So what we're going to do now is we'll get our materials, and we're going to get polished black stone brick stairs, polished black stone stairs, red stained glass, yellow stained glass, green stained glass, white stained glass, blue stained glass. Obviously these 4 are panes, and the red is an actual glass block. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've marked these out, and the reason I've marked these out with these blocks, with these stairs and stuff, is to show where the windows and where the, I guess, window sills are, so that you guys can build them as well. And what I mean by that, window sills are super simple to build. You basically just kind of want a variation of blocks like this. So you just want to do it as randomly as possible and fill all these guys in. I won't actually do this on all however many sides there are, but I will show you guys the locations of each one. And then right here you can see I also have these holes to represent where windows will go. So we'll break this one right here will have a window, this one will have a window, and this one will have a window, and then we'll fill this in with the appropriate glass or the appropriate color of the concrete that goes by it. So then we'll fill all of this in. We'll fill this in right here. And this one is actually a little bit special because that is a doorway. But as you can see, that is basically what I've gone ahead and done. I've just filled in the colors in which I needed to fill the colors. Over here, we'll do the same thing with the green glass. I'll demonstrate it one last time. So we'll just place a random assortment of these blocks, always upright when they're upright and always down when they're down. But then we'll have that right there, and then we'll mark out where the windows are. So right here we have some windows, and we'll go ahead and break these green concrete blocks. The windows are always 2 by 3. Then we'll get our glass pane and we will replace those blocks on the inside as well. So then we'll go ahead and do this, fill this one in right here, and then fill this one in right here as well. Nice. Now that we got that, what I'll do is I'll just show the things. So obviously this one right here, you'll put a windsill right there, there, and break these 2 windows. Okay, so now that you got a view of that, let's go into the blue concrete one. So right here, we'll have the windsill right there, and these 2 bottoms, and then we'll have the windows right here, here, as indicated by my cursor in the middle of the screen. And then on the very top, the red glass is a little bit special. You'll actually break all the blocks, so it'll be 3 by 3 holes, and then we'll replace this with red stained glass blocks. So just go ahead and replace all of these ones right here with the red stained glass block, and then you'll replace that one and that one as well. Go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to the next part, and I'll show you what it should look like afterwards. I'll show a view of each angle so you guys can get this perfect. So I did say I would show the sides. So here is the yellow side. That's what that should look like. We'll fly over. Here is the green side in all its glory. We'll fly over to the white side. This is the one I actually didn't show on camera. And then the blue side over here, this is what this one should look like. And then we'll go to fly to the top of the roof, and that's what the red should look like, the red glass and the blocks and everything. And the reason I have shown the exact locations of these windows and everything is because I do have specific locations. Like right here, you'll notice that there's no windows on this corner side, and that's because I put a staircase that goes up through the house right there. Or maybe I have a window where right here I think is the bathroom. I don't want a bathroom window because that'd be weird to have a window in your bathroom. So, you know, it's just certain locations. Make sure to follow that pretty strict. Then if we walk in here, you can see that we have this floor over here, which I think what I meant to do is I built it on the block below and replaced all these blocks. We're actually supposed to have this one layer above, so I do apologize about that. That's kind of a big mistake that I gotta fix. But with that said, let's get our materials for the next part, and then we'll continue from there. So right here, we're gonna get some black concrete powder, yellow concrete powder, green concrete powder, red wool, black carpet, yellow banner, and green banner. And for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna demonstrate on every single corner, so I'll just stick with the yellow and the green corner every single time I do something. But then we'll do it to the other corners as well, or the other walls as sides of this cube as well. So what we're gonna do right here is, obviously with the concrete powder, we're gonna texture it up. Maybe not so obvious, but we're just gonna texture all this up, and you just want the texturing to be random, not too much, not too great, some less than others, some more than others, like that. And basically this will give the house a bit more, a bit of variation from this very dull concrete, and this will give it a bit more flavor that it wouldn't have otherwise. With the black concrete powder, we'll also do the same thing with the walls and whatnot. I do recommend doing this after you've constructed the actual cube itself, because the concrete powder can be a little bit annoying to deal with at times. But basically, every once in a while we will texture this up, and as you can see, there we go. Maybe you should do the black concrete powder first, actually, because that way you won't have to worry about the yellow concrete powder falling on you. But basically, you just don't want to do it over, you don't want to do it too much, you don't want to do it too little, you want to add some variation, sometimes maybe a part where there's more concrete powder than others, until it's looking decently textured. Right there, I'd say that's actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And for the sake of this video, that actually did take a little bit of time, so I'm not going to texture up the green side on camera. I'll texture all the sides off camera. But that once we got that done, for each corresponding color, we'll get the corresponding colored banner. So right here, we'll put banners on either side of the window, and this just adds a little bit of shingles to the actual windows themselves and adds a bit more detail, a bit more motion to it, because these banners actually do move, so it makes the build feel more alive. And we'll do this to every single one. Again, corresponding colors with the corresponding glass. So right there, we'd obviously put green banners for the green windows. It wouldn't make sense to put blue banners right there. Once we get that, you can see we'll go ahead and texture all the walls first, and once you got all of that done, I will recommend putting this black carpet on at the very last part, because we don't want to have, we can't put the black concrete powder on the roof because it will fall through when we're texturing up the black concrete. So what we do instead is we'll actually just put wool, and we'll just texture this up, or not wool, but carpet, black carpet, and we'll place this every once in a while on these random blocks, and you can see that's what it should be like when you start texturing. Once again, I recommend doing that afterwards and putting all the wool where you have black concrete powder. That way, when you're placing the black concrete powder, if you place the wool in, or if you put the wool first and you have to replace this, you can see it breaks the carpet, and that can be a little obnoxious. And then we'll do for the red concrete, or as well as we'll just texture this up with red wool, because once again, the red concrete or the red wool won't actually fall down. Red concrete powder would. So we'll just use the wool instead, because it's a pretty similar texture to the actual concrete powder. But let's go ahead and texture up all the walls, put the banners and whatnot, and then we'll move on to the next part. And with it all textured up, you might see that I did do a few details, and there might be some differences in where I did the texturing and where I did the stairs and whatnot. That might look a little bit different just because I actually did copy and paste my old build into this, so I didn't have to texture it all up again. But what I will do is, once again, I will give you a view, and then I'll explain the other details that I added. So there's the yellow one, all textured up and nice looking. Here is the green one. Here is the white side. Then here is the blue side. And then if we go on the top, I actually, in my original build, I actually used red carpet, but there is the top side as well. And what you'll be able to tell is that I did add a few details. So here and there, I would occasionally add a yellow banner. You can see there's a yellow banner smack in the middle. I put it on just this middle block right here, so like smack in the middle of that one. I didn't do it on every single block right here. You can see I didn't add a banner, and right there I didn't add a banner. And that's just because I wanted to be varying and different all around. But what I did do is on these awnings I would sometimes add some yellow carpet and pots with the flowers that corresponded to the color of the wall we were doing. So obviously we'd use some daffodils and some yellow carpet for the yellow side over here, but over here for the green side we'd use some green carpet, maybe a fern, some cactus, some bamboo, because these are all green plants right there. Over here we can use a variation of lots of white flowers, because there are lots of white flowers, but we also use white carpet. On this one I used the white banner in the middle quite a bit more, just because this white side only has 2 windows, so I wanted to decorate it and make it look a little bit nicer. Then over here on the blue side, I use a bunch of blue flowers as well, blue carpets and blue banners, occasionally in the middle right there, and the banners on the windows. And obviously, one thing I'm not mentioning for some reason was we use the blue concrete powder and the black concrete powder all around. And right here at the very top, you can see I put the black carpet over all the black concrete powder, and then just in some miscellaneous spots as well. So once you have all that done, that is actually all the exterior decoration pretty much done. And now what I'm going to do is I'll show you the interior. Right here you can see I did raise it up one, and there's some sea lanterns from the build. I'll just replace those real quick with some orange wool. And you can see this looks a little bit different. The floor pattern right there, this is the only major edit I do to the floor, where right here I removed the black stripe. But I did replace some black wool. I did replace some of the orange concrete with the orange wool as well. And then what I'll do is I'll show the floor layout for each floor, and then I'll show the interior decorations, and that should conclude this video. But if you guys want to do your own interior decorations, this exterior is done. So with that said, I'll go ahead and construct the interior floors and walls. So starting off with the infrastructure of the middle of the interior on how to build it, we'll go ahead and get our materials. We're going to get blue concrete, orange concrete, black concrete, polished black stone bricks, polished black stone stairs, polished black stone slab, polished black stone wall, birch door, and we'll get smooth quartz block, smooth quartz stairs, and warp trapdoor as well. And I will say real quick, there will be a link to a world download if you guys don't want to have to build all of this. It only does work in Java, unfortunately, but it will have the world download, so you can check this out and get all the interior details, all of that nice and immaculate and replicated perfectly. With that said though, let's go ahead and go on the inside and begin doing the infrastructure of the inside. So first, I'm going to place my birch door down right there, because obviously we do want a front door. Now what we're going to do is we'll get our polished black stone, and basically on this side right here, we're going to fill this all the way up. So on the left side, we're going to fill this wall all the way up with some polished black stone right there. We'll replace some and texture it up with the polished bricks as well. So I'm going to just do this really quick and very randomly, and take a long breath right there for some reason too. And what we'll do is we'll actually replace this so that we can put another door. And then we'll put a stair upside down over that. Okay, so that is the main wall right there. We'll have other walls, but first, let's get our black concrete out and make this grid that we've been making of the Rubik's Cube. So basically, we'll go ahead and just connect these corners right here, and you can see we're replicating what's down below. And then we'll get our black concrete right here, go all the way across right over the wall, and the wall lines up perfectly with that, so we'll keep that in mind. And then when you finish this grid, there should be 3 by 3 holes in each and every single corner. But what we're going to do is we'll actually fill this up with orange concrete. And for the sake of the video, for the sake of the length, I'm not going to go ahead and do all that by hand, but do it using commands instead. There we go. And I totally messed that up like a dummy. I was supposed to do orange concrete replace air, so that way it wouldn't replace the black concrete, but I might have goofed up a little bit. So now we're going to have to do a tiny bit extra work on video. I do apologize for that because that was just a blunder on my part. There we go. Nice. Now that we got all the orange concrete in place in this corner right here, I said this was going to be where we have the stairs. We'll break this orange concrete and jump down. So if you walk inside, that is where the hole in the wall is going to be. This will be a hole that goes all the way up because that's where we have our staircase. But what we're going to do first is we'll put a black concrete in this middle spot right here and bring this all the way up. You will end up texturing this with wool blocks eventually. So all the inside blocks will be wool black concrete. That's going to how you texture that up. And for the orange concrete, you'll texture that up with wool as well. But first, we're going to bring this blue wall over here. We're going to bring it all the way across. Once again, you'll texture this bad boy up with some blue concrete powder. Now that we got that, we'll go ahead and use our slabs a little bit more right here. I have slabs go all the way across this room because this is kind of a living room right here. On the inside over here, I also have slabs go all the way across right there on that part because that's kind of a ceiling. This is sort of a separate room. And then we'll actually get our polished black stone walls out right there and place those down as well. That should be the structure done for all of that. Done. Yeah, that's it. So then we'll go ahead and do the staircase real quick, which will consist of the smooth quartz block, stairs, and the warp trap door as well. So for the staircase, we're going to place a stair there, then we're going to place a smooth quartz block, then we'll place a stair here, a smooth quartz block, a stair here, and then one more smooth quartz block right there, and then we'll go down and basically on every stair, upright stair, we'll place an upside down one like so that we get a nice consistency and flow of the staircase. With that done, we'll get the warp trap door. We'll place a warp trap door right there, each on every single one of the stairs, and then 2 right there as well, so that we have a staircase that carries us up to the next floor. Now I'll figure out how to do the infrastructure of this second floor right here. And with the first floor infrastructure done, we will go ahead and basically keep all the same materials except with the addition of black stained glass pane. Then we'll go up here and we'll craft the next infrastructure for the next 2 floors. So in this middle floor right here, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to extend this wall out again with the blue concrete. We'll actually extend this all the way up. We'll surround it with the black concrete. Once again, make sure to texture these blocks all up too. And then we'll extend this out one very last time right up here too, because it goes all the way to the top. I didn't realize this, but that wall actually goes all the way to the top right there. That looks very nice. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our black concrete out, and we're going to do the grid once again, except this time it's going to be a little bit different. Right here we'll have the black concrete come across right here on both sides, except we're not going to cover this part. We're not going to cover this area right here, and that's because right here we'll have a patio or a kind of a deck or inside deck that overlooks this part of the living room downstairs. So what we're going to do instead is we'll craft a pillar so that this looks like it's supported, and we'll place 1 black concrete right there smack in the middle. We'll get a polished black stone wall and we'll place 2 on top so that looks like it's a pillar supporting this top right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill all this orange concrete in, and I'll actually just do it manually this time so that way we don't waste any more time by accidentally messing up with doing the commands again. Typing while doing videos is very stressful sometimes, I'm not going to lie, and sometimes I make some mistakes while typing, and that results in not good things happening. Okay, so now that we got all that done right there, we'll get our polished black stone out, and we're going to fill in this because this is going to be a wall right here. This will be a bathroom over on this side. We'll replace the 2 middle blocks with a hole because that's where the door is going to be, and then we'll just texture very, very messily and very quickly just for the sake of this video. We'll place this with an upside down stair, and then we can get our door out real quick so that we can actually place this right there. That's where the door goes, and I think that's the only use of the door that we have. Yes. So now that we got that done, this is the second infrastructure done, the second floor infrastructure. So let's go ahead and get our stairs material out for just a moment so that way we can build a stairway up to the 3rd floor. If you're building this in survival, this will help out a lot. So now what we're going to do is we'll place a stair right there. We're going to have 1 trapdoor right there like so. And then we're going to place another stair going up. And then we're going to go ahead and place our smooth quartz block. Place 1 stair going like this, smooth quartz block, stair, smooth quartz block right there as well. And then what we'll do is we'll put an upside down stair right there, right here, but not one right here, or not one right there actually, because otherwise we'll hit our head on it. And we'll just craft the staircase from there. So we'll get our trapdoor. We'll place 1 trapdoor right there, which I accidentally put on my caps lock for some reason. We'll place the trapdoor there, place the trapdoor there, 2 right there, and then once we get to the very top of the staircase, we'll place 2 trapdoors right here, so that looks like a railing. That way it looks like we're not going to fall off the staircase when we go down it. With that done and done, we'll go up to the top floor and we'll finish this off right here. So I'll go ahead and put away my smooth quartz materials because we won't be using that anymore. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our black stained glass paint and we're going to go all the way across. This will be the railing. It looks a little bit more sleek for a modern house, so this fits a lot nicer. We'll replace the middle one, which you can line up with the middle of this window, and replace that with a wall instead. And then we'll have another wall on top of that with a solid polished blackstone block on the very top to make it look like we're supporting the ceiling. And then we'll have polished blackstone slabs actually go all the way across on the very top like this. And once again, for texturing and stuff, which I'll show later in the video when I'm doing the interior decorations, we will texture this up with like the black stone brick, like this type of stuff with the materials and stuff. But basically, that is the infrastructure done from there. So if you guys want to stop watching the video, I totally understand, because now you have the infrastructure of the interior done as well. So if you want to do interior design your own, you are wholly welcome to, but I did put a lot of hours into designing the interior, so I'm going to showcase it. Let's go ahead and hop into my other world. So now we are back in the building tutorials world, and I will say that when you guys, if you do the world download and everything, some items might be missing. I don't want to give a world download to this world right here, which has all the models I've built 100% accurate, but in World Edit can't copy and paste paintings or entities, that sort of thing. So this one will have all the paintings. That's why we're in this world, not the other one. But if you're in the world download, there might be a few inaccuracies, a few paintings missing, or maybe an armor stand missing. So with that fair warning in place, let's walk into the door, and immediately you can see I have gone crazy with the interior decorations over here. So on the walls, we do have these custom tables, and we'll have this throughout the whole thing, where it's just acacia stairs upside down with orange banners next to it. We got some paintings, some other decorations as well on top of that. Over here in the living room, I do have these random trapdoors too that go across the ceiling. I think that added a bit of flair, and I try to make everything color organized. So over here you can see that I use specifically this white painting with this orange frame because we're in the white/orange section of the house right here, and that makes that look a little bit nicer. Whereas over here I use a blue banner and a yellow banner because the yellow is closer to the yellow side, blue is closer to the bluer side. So I tried to color orient everything as best as I can. I also add some couches and stuff. The way I do that is I just put blue banners under acacia stairs, and then right here this is double carpet so that we can allow light so we can see the color of the banners. But we got some library over there. Let's go ahead and go into this room to continue the tour. Over here, I did add a fence gate and I added some more banners. I added these iron trapdoors because these look like perfect shelves for the white to fit in with the white. I use white and green shulker boxes, and you can open and access all of these. This is where your workstation would be to access when you need to craft stuff or just get stuff. Now that we got that, we got the bedroom over here. I've got the black bed to correlate with the black wall. I've got the orange painting, once again keeping in mind orange frame, white background, but that doesn't really work, so never mind. We got the trapdoors above hosting a lantern in the middle to get a bit of lighting. With that said, let's go on to the second floor. Over here I just added a chest and an ender chest just for a bit more extra storage. You'll see that I do that a lot. I have like a random shulker box right there, which accidentally broke my painting. Whoopsie, whatever. Now that annoys me. But I have these shulker boxes just kind of randomly placed, so that way, and I do have some sea lanterns hidden underneath too, so that way. Oh my gosh, this is annoying me so much now. Let me just get this painting in real quick. My OCD was kicking in a little bit. There we go, lantern right there. But yeah, that way we keep in mind that the colors stick with one another and it makes it a little bit more pleasing. That was really hard to do in this build, was because all the colors, there's so many colors. Even with the warp trapdoors and the quartz stairs, I do that to correlate with the blue and white wall right here. That was very tough to do, I'm not gonna lie, but it made everything look cooler in the end. So now that we're up here, you can see I added some paintings, more of the special table right here, some yellow shulker boxes, which we can access for more storage. We've got a library in this corner with a lectern, acacia chair. Over here we've got a pool table because I always love adding pool tables to my houses. And then over here we've just got a little bit of, it's not a kitchen area, but it's more of just like a little dining area, maybe where you can watch and sit down as you watch your friends play some pool. I did put some banners, orange and white, green, all different colors up and around, so just keep in mind those are those details as we go around. And here, I'm really proud of this. This is my bathroom. And what I've done is I've created an acacia toilet, acacia trapdoors, and I use this yellow flower over here. I did use this painting specifically to match the yellow of the colors. And then on the wall, I actually have the blue wall over there and the blue wall over there. And so what I did is I made a reflection, but I changed it up a little bit. So instead of reflecting a yellow flower, it reflects a cornflower over there. And the toilet is a little bit jammed in against the wall, but it does create the cool illusion that there is a mirror on the other side. So I really like that. I even keep the paintings the same as well. With that said, let's move on to the next part, which this is a staircase that leads up to our next floor and our last floor, and some more paintings that I put just here and there. I put this one specifically on this wall because it's got a bit of a blue tint to it. So over here, we've got some more of these custom chairs, which just use banners, and the white quartz stairs, which I'm really starting to like these. These chairs look really cool. Over here, I have some red banners hanging on the ceiling because I thought that was needed since we have a red ceiling. We've got some plants stationed up, so I use all green plants too because it is on the green side of the wall. Over here is where you would actually have your dinner table. So I have a dinner table with some quartz banners, these custom chairs, some signs. I use these candles because they are kind of white and turquoise, which fits the blue concrete and the white wall over there. And then over here, you can see I even diverged colors. So I had the yellow carpet, blue carpets on top of some library, and some family photos. I don't know, it's probably Uncle Gertrude or Aunt Gertrude right there in the top left corner because that sounds like an evil name, and that's Uncle John because Uncle John is cool. Yeah, so with that said, I think that is actually all. I kind of cheaped out just a little bit on the decorations up here because by the time I got to the top when decorating it, I was a little tired. I had done a lot of decorating that day and a lot of building too because I built the interior as well. But I think that is just about it, 100% done. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because once again, it really does help me out. It's definitely a unique and special build. This doesn't fit in with a lot of your building styles. It's just kind of out there, but I liked it. I was inspired because my friend said something about a Rubik's Cube, and that must have been in my mind the same day that I also saw a video about Rubik's Cubes, and it just totally got into my head, and I was like, a Rubik's Cube build? That sounds awesome. Let's go ahead and do that, and so we did it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Special tutorial, very unique, very fun to do. I'll see you guys in the next video, which is going to be a tutorial, not a build tutorial, but actually you'll see when it comes out. It's going to be a cool one. It's going to be a bit more technical too. But I'll see you guys then. Enjoy life, enjoy Minecraft, enjoy everything, and ciao!